This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so now, yeah, I will create few documents related to development. For now, I am typing here. Okay, so now already I think we discussed, right? So as part of the admin, okay, we are saying that we have the development customization. So some requirements. The first priority is for the configuration. Okay, if we are not able to achieve the requirement with the available configurable option from Salesforce, then we need to go with the development. Okay, so as part of the development, so what exactly we do? Okay, so where to develop? Even for development also same Salesforce account, right? So we need to log into the Salesforce, and there only you'll see the options to develop. Okay, maybe to provide some idea, right? Once you log into Salesforce, once you click on setup, okay, so we have developer console. This is like a web-based development area. Okay, here only we write the programs and we do the development, all those things. Okay, I mean just a high level, just it's not like something separate place. It's not like something 100% mandatory to install something to work. Okay, there are few things we need to install nowadays, but without installation also most of the development we can do from here. Okay, so just understand as part of the development, so what exactly we develop? Okay, so I mean when you take any web application, right, we work with web application only. Okay, so we should have internet, and from one of the browser we can open the application and work, right? So if you take any website or any UI screen, right, for example you are seeing this one, so whatever we see, this one we call as user interface. So when you click here, in the background some logic will execute, that one we call as business logic. Some program logic it execute. So after executing the logic, sometimes based on the need, it needs to interact with the database. It has to pull some data from database and display. Or let's say if there is a form and I'm filling the form, if I click on save, whatever we enter, that information should save into database, right? So there will be three layers when we do the development. Okay, so we call as MVC. Okay, MVC architecture. Okay, so here V means view. View means so whatever we see on the web page, right? The user interface, whatever we see on the web page. So once you click on a button, let's say I'm filling a form and click on save. So what happens in background? Some logic will execute, some business logic. Okay, so business logic means so we need to write some program. Which program? So famous programming languages, Java, .NET, Python, right? These are some programming languages. So do we need to know those languages? No. So for Salesforce, okay, to work with Salesforce platform, so they have their own language called Apex. So Apex is one of the programming languages. Right? Like Java, like .NET, Apex is one of the programming language specific to Salesforce. Okay, so mostly you see it's similar to Java or C#.NET. Okay, it's similar to that. But no need to know that as part of this training, we'll start from basics. So what is the program? So what are the different elements as part of the program? What are the different statements we write? So all those basics we'll discuss. Okay, but just get the high level picture. What exactly we need to know as part of the Salesforce development. So we need to develop the UI. again for UI, right? I'm saying UI. So which technology we use? User interface. Okay. So for UI, we use in general, right? The web page. Mostly the web pages will be developed using HTML, right? And also, right, through HTML, let's say if you see this website, right? HTML, we say, I want one text box, I want button, I want one image here, those things. But to style it, to show in a clean way, we use CSS, cascading sheets. Okay, so this button should be in blue color, and this text boxes around this area, I want some border, and the background should be white color, right? All those things how we decide using CSS. Okay, so cascading style sheets, and also, I mean, without interacting with the server. Server means, let's say, even though internet is not there, right? So now I open this website and this page I'm seeing here. In between, even though internet is not there, right? So if I do something here and click on, so let's say I'm not entering anything, click on this, right? Showing error, right? So these things, right? For few things. So really to show this, no need to look into Salesforce. You should not, maybe no need to go to Salesforce server and check this one is there or this one. First of all, I'm not entering password, right? So this kind of validation, right? We can directly do within the browser. We can avoid again sending this request to Salesforce and again in Salesforce checking and coming back here. So within the browser, if you want to write some logic and validate and do something, we use JavaScript. JavaScript, we say client side programming. We don't say, we say scripting language. Okay, so JavaScript is used. Okay, so just understand JavaScript is any browser you have, then you can develop, even no need to have internet. Okay, so within the browser, we execute some logic, we use JavaScript. Okay, mostly these things we use to do the development. Okay, so here as part of the Salesforce, right? Um, Instead of writing this much, all these things, I mean, still we need to write all these things for sure, but directly we don't create HTML, CSS, and all. Salesforce is offering framework. Okay, so they have a framework called LWC. Okay, so Lightning Web Component. So when we create a Lightning Web Component, by default it generate HTML, CSS, maybe HTML, JavaScript, all those files. So we write the logic and develop the component. Okay, I mean, all these things as part of this course we discuss from the basics. Okay, so in case if you want, if you ask me, do I need to have some basics in our life? If you don't know at least what is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, if we have zero knowledge, okay, so we have some websites like W3 schools. Okay, so I mean, if you don't know what is HTML, even full form or some basics, come here. Okay, so here understand HTML is the standard markup language. Somewhere they'll say hypertext markup language is the full form. Okay, so just read it, right? and get some idea. Okay, no need to know full-fledged, just idea, right? Again, CSS, what is this? Cascading style sheet. Okay, so what is there? Just see one or two modules if we have time. Anywhere we discuss as part of the training. Okay, same thing. Okay, so what to what, just check. So that is sufficient. Anyway, we'll discuss based on what we need in Salesforce. Okay, so these are the things as part of the user interface, business logic, so Apex programming language we use. This is server side, right? Apex language, whatever the program we write, it's not within the browser it execute, right? Whatever the program we write, it saves in the Salesforce server. Okay, it will run. I'm saying, right? So we got space in one of this server of Salesforce. In this server, they install software, whatever the software needed to execute that Apex language, they have in this server. Okay, so in this server, whatever the program we write, that they compile and they'll give the result. Okay, so Apex is server side. So that one, and also finally the data, right? We have to read the data from database, or we have to save the data into database, maybe creating a new record, updating a record, deleting a record. Okay, so for that we need to know some, right, database commands, especially for custom requirement when we develop. So we write queries. We also use DML, data manipulation language. Okay, but it's not too much complex. With one or two classes, right, you will be knowing all this. Okay, what is, how to query, how to perform the DML operation. All those things we see as part of the right. So in one or two classes sufficient. It's very easy. Okay, so this one will take some time, and the most important thing, this is the one we need to know. Okay, so the thing is, so this one mostly when Salesforce introduced, from that time, mostly everything is same unless they introduce some new feature, right? But UI, these things are changing year by year. Okay, so before 2015, it used to be like Visual Force is the markup language. Okay, so some other different type of syntax to develop the web page. So later they introduced, in 2015 they introduced ARA, or lightning components, right? ARA components or lightning components, we say that one in 2019, right? I think this is like before 2000. Now also it is there. Okay, until that time only Visual Force was there. It was there. Okay, and this one from 2015. Okay, this LWC they introduced in 2019. Okay, maybe in after 2 or 3 years we don't know. They might introduce something else, but this area like is keep on changing. But as soon as you know this HTML, CSS, JavaScript basics, it will be good to work. Whatever they introduce, will learn it and work. Okay, so yeah, here we discuss about queries and HTML, data manipulation language, all these things we'll learn. Okay, high level, this is what we learn as part of the development. Okay, not only this, okay, not only these things. So we also have a concept of integration. Okay, now we are working for Apple client, right? Apple company. So maybe Apple company, they have many other applications. They are using Salesforce for CRM, right? So they have some other module, um, right? So maybe they are using SAP, some other software, some other platform, not Salesforce, right? So for some other division of the maybe some other business module, they are using SAP. They also maybe they are using custom Java-based website, right? So they use different technologies. Okay. So what happens? So same company, right? For CRM, they are using Salesforce. For some other business module, they are using SAP, Java, other technologies. So what happens? They need some interaction between Salesforce to SAP. Right? In Salesforce, one of the Apple company user, if they log into Salesforce CRM and do something, that should be also saved in SAP. Right? Let's say in SAP, if they do something, that should come and save in Salesforce. They'll be having those kind of requirements, right? But this is a different technology. This is a different technology. So that time we do integration. That is also one of the major topic. So as part of the development, we also discuss about the integration part. Okay, so just understand. So what are the types of integrations and all those things? Yeah, I'll explain. Okay. Uh, yeah, and apart from this, right? In the process of doing the development, right? So every day I'll write the logic. Tomorrow we need to continue. Tomorrow we need to continue. So what happens in a team? Let's say there are 5 developers. Okay, maybe I'm working on something. You are working on something. Sometimes we need to work on some common logic. So that time I might override the other person code, or other person might override my logic. Those kind of things will happen. Okay, nowadays to avoid that, okay, um, so version controlling is one of, we'll say, Salesforce DevOps, right? Might be hearing about Salesforce DevOps. So how, I mean, the meaning of this is once we do the development, already we discussed it, right? We do the development in Dev Sandbox, from there to QA for testing, maybe UAT for client side testing, finally production. Okay, so how to deploy from Dev Sandbox to QA? There are different ways. It used to be change set. Okay, again, configurable option directly. You can log into Salesforce and let's say if you log into Dev Sandbox, we create a outbound change set and upload to this. It's very easy, but there are some limitations or so managing like overriding other code. Maybe here whatever we write some logic, one program, the same program might be here. So maybe someone they added their logic directly in QA but not in Dev. If I go with this, it will replace this QA that program with my program and chance of losing some logic. All those things are happening. So for that, right, companies, so some companies they don't directly follow change set. So first they implement the version controlling. Okay, that also I'll step by step I'll explain. Okay, I'm just giving some background. This topic also we are going to understand. Okay, so we deal with the version controlling tools. So how we maintain the version controlling, how we do all those process, I'll explain. For now, I don't want to make you confused. We'll learn that. Okay. So at a high level, this is what we discuss as part of the development. Okay. So any questions on this? Still we did not start. Okay. First we focus on the Apex language. This is a thing everywhere we use. Okay. So first we need to know the Apex programming language, and then slowly we focus on the other things. Okay. So now, what is this Apex programming language? How to write a small program? All those things we'll discuss. Okay. Say programming language from Salesforce. The first point, right? When we learn about any programming language, the first point what we learn is it case sensitive or case insensitive, right? The meaning is if I type this, if I type this, technically both are everything is same, right? Test, but there is a difference. Here everything small, here everything capital letters. Here the first letter is capital and remaining small letters. Okay, so some programming languages they treat all these three as same. Those languages we call as case insensitive. Okay, so Apex programming language is case insensitive. Okay, so these three treats are same. But if you take Java, right, or .NET, those are case sensitive. Okay, in Java, test, and there is a difference with the capital letter. All these three treats as different. All these three treats are different, right? So just understand. Okay, so the thing is, Apex is case insensitive. Okay, that's the first point we are learning. So the next thing, first of all, what is a program? Maybe some of you are not from computer science background or civil background, something. So for you to understand, so what is a program? So for that, so let me open a document. I'm just opening one document. Okay. Okay, I'm just again sharing my screen. Okay, so are you able to see my screen? Anyone are able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so now just to compare with the normal day-to-day thing, so whatever we deal, right? So in general, we know, right? Mostly we need to deal with English language on day-to-day. So while learning English language, right? So how we learn? Okay, so just compare. Okay, so in same way we also deal with the programming language. Okay, the first thing when we start learning, so first we learn some words, right? So once you know the some of the words, then next thing we try to frame the sentence, right? Sentence is like a meaningful. It's not like you have to frame all the words in a proper format, then only the valid sentence you can form, right? So so here the words, right? Whatever we use, again we call that as noun, verb, adjective, like that, right? In the same way, to write the program first, okay, so we need to know the tokens. Like these words here, technically we call as a token. Okay, so token is nothing but like a word, but the word can be either noun, adjective, verb. Same way, token can be a keyword or identifier or operator or literal string, like that. Okay, so which one we call as keyword, which one we call as identifier, we'll discuss that. Okay, but in English language, which one we call as noun, which one we call as verb, we know, right? While learning, once we learn, we know what is noun and what is verb. Same way here, we'll discuss. So after writing one sentence, one statement, I'll explain. So what is keyword, what is identifier? Okay, just understand like this. So now, if we have words, we can form the sentence. But it's not like if you combine without following the grammar, right? We have to follow the grammar in English to frame the proper sentence. The same way here, instead of sentence, we call as statement, right? So instead of sentence, here we call as statement. We can form the statement by following the syntax. So maybe in English language, we are calling as grammar. Okay, here we call this one as syntax. We follow the syntax and frame the statement. Okay, once we learn the statement, the next thing, right, when you are talking, we have to keep on talk. We have to talk many sentences, one after other. Okay, but while talking, right, if you don't talk in a sequence, again, whatever you are talking, people cannot understand. We have to frame all our sentences in a proper sequence to convey whatever we are saying. The same way, so we write multiple statements, and we have to frame all those statements in a flow. Flow means a proper order, proper sequence. If you keep, then only it will become a meaningful program. Here in English we say paragraph, so here we say program. So one program is like a set of statements. One here one paragraph is set of sentences. In the same way, here one program, set of statements. Okay, like that. Okay, I mean, it's like we are learning some language which we speak in the same way, but technically the way how we call is different. Okay, so just understand that. Okay, I'll share this document. You can go through it. Okay. So now let's focus on. Okay. So I mean, here no need to know like the vocabulary, like the words what we should know in English. Like that here we don't need to know. Here we use some words like this only. Okay. Uh, let's deal with the statement. Okay, I'll write some statements and slowly I'll make you understand how it works. Okay. So first I want to explain about the different types of statements and how we can work with those. Okay. In English language also, right? Sentences, different types of sentences. Simple sentence, maybe sometimes we say compound, right? Let's say two sentences if you want to combine, we'll say end, right? Or we'll say before or after, or we use a few things to combine multiple statements. So here also, okay, we have different types of statements. I'll explain so that in that process you'll understand everything clearly. Okay. First, I'll list out what are the possible type of statements we have, and on top of that, slowly, so we discuss about each and every type. Okay. Yeah. So the first thing what I am trying to list out here, types of statements. Okay, so should I increase the font? Yeah. So types of statements. We have the first thing saying memory statements. No need to by heart. Just know the concept. So later on, even though you don't remember this type of statements, it's okay. Okay. So yeah, memory statements and the next thing, um, arithmetic and logical statements, conditional statements. So we'll say looping or controlling statements. Finally, input output statements. Just I'm categorize. I'm classifying like this so that we can understand easily. Okay. First of all, this memory statement. So what is this memory statement? So it is like let's say you want to write English, right? Whatever while learning the English, you want to write. If you want to write if you want to write what we need maybe notes, pen, so that whatever you write will be there on that paper in one of the paper in the notes, right? In the same way, whenever you write the page, whatever you are writing, it occupies some space, right? So it's like that. In the same way, so we write the memory statement. Okay, so the purpose of the memory statement is to store the data, right? Whatever the data, the purpose of writing any program is we give some data as input, it applies some logic, and it provide as an output, right? So for example, calculator. So what is the purpose of calculator? We enter multiple numbers, we'll give instructions, 10 plus 20 minus 5, right? So it will read that whatever the data we are giving and whatever operators we are giving, it will take that, it apply that logic and it gives the result. Finally, we see the result, right? In the same way, that's the purpose of writing the program, right? In the calculator, in the background, they write the logic. Some developer they maintain, they write the logic and it is executing in the background of that calculator. Same way, let's say if you go to ATM machine, right? So after swiping our card, so how much money you want to withdraw? 1,000, 2,000, right? We need to give input, right? Based on our account, it will debit that one and you will get that money, right? After that, whatever the updated balance is there, that you will see in the receipt. Okay, all those things are the day-to-day things what we use, right? In background, the programs execute for all those calculations. Okay, now my point is, for all these things, we have to give some data as input, right? It read that and apply logic and it gives some other resultant data as output. Okay, to store that we need a memory, right? So for that, okay, how much memory is needed? Is it like same memory for everything? So if the same memory is used for all types of data, memory will be waste. I mean, memory might be wasted. Okay, there are like different types of data what we deal. Let's say number you are giving, or let's say you are giving some text as input, or you are giving true or false as input. Based on that, the amount of memory, whatever it occupy, right, might be different. To utilize that memory, okay, in a proper way, the memory statements we use. Okay, so this memory statement will decide how much memory should be allocated. We'll say, we'll instruct, I want to store number type of data. I want to store Boolean, means true or false data. So those kind of things. Okay. So we deal here with the memory statements. Okay. I mean, for that, I mean, to write the memory statement, the first thing what we need to know, how we instruct, like number or Boolean, or what are the other types of data. So we have the data types concept. Okay. So to instruct, first we should know what are the data types available as part of this programming language, so that we can instruct while writing the program. I want to store this type of data. Okay, first let's understand about data types. So still we are not writing the memory statement. Just we are trying to understand about the types while allocating memory. What are the available types as part of this programming language I'm listing here. Okay, so these types, you see different types based on different programming languages. Okay, for Apex, I am listing here. Maybe for Java, you might see something different. Okay, as part of the Java programming, uh, the material, the documentation, whatever Java they provide. So there they mention these are the supported types, right? In the same way, Salesforce for Apex. So these are the available types. Okay, they have those things in the documentation. So I'm listing those things here. Okay, the first one is blob. Blob is one data type. Okay, so blob means binary large object. Okay, so mainly to store the files, any type of file or attachment kind of thing, right? It can be PDF document, Word document, text document, image, or anything. If you want to store, internally it stores in the blob format. Blob is the format to store any types of file information. Okay, so the purpose is to hold the file information, like notepad or something, Wordpad or PDF or any type. Okay, this is one of the type. The next one is a Boolean. Boolean means true or false, right? So most of the situations will be having true or false, right? So let's say after we withdraw the money, it asks, do you want a receipt? Yes or no, right? So internally they store as true or false. So like that. Okay, so Boolean, so mostly the possible values either true or false. True or false. And also remember, in this case insensitive. Okay, instead of all small letters, if you use like this, also it will work. Okay, but mostly it's better to follow all small characters, because we also deal with the JavaScript. Okay, so JavaScript client side scripting language, right? It is case sensitive. Okay, to avoid that, mostly so booleans just maintain in small characters. Okay, possible values true or false. Okay, so the next one, um, date. one of the data type, right? To store the date. So again, date, right? Country to country. So maybe a different format. Okay, so in US, MMDD bye. This is the format, right? Maybe in India, we follow different format, right? First date, after that month, after that year, right? It's all based on country to country. Some formats will be there, but technically the date is to maintain the date. Okay, so just understand. And next one, we have date time data type. Okay, along with the date, if you also want to store the time, right? So that time we use date time data type, right? Time will be like hours, hours, right? Minutes, seconds, maybe hours, minutes. I'm keeping here. Seconds also will be there. Milliseconds also will be there. Okay. So just I'll give examples while writing the program. This is the format. Okay. The next one, um, decimal is one of the data type. Okay. So decimal means number along with the decimal digits. Okay. So let's say when you deal with the amount, right? So let's say $20.50, right? $20.50. Okay. So we need a decimal digit there, right? So in those situations, we use decimal type. Okay. So it's nothing but a number. So we can also maintain decimal digits after number. The next one is double is one of the data type. So the thing is for decimal type, there is a limitation like so is like how much the number of digits, how many digits I can enter. There is a limit with the decimal. If it is like too much big number, it cannot hold. Right? Huge decimal digit number if you want, we go with the double. Okay, so technically that is also decimal with a huge decimal value. Right? Just understand that. Mostly we don't use double. Okay? Rarely in my 10 years, one time I use it. It's like that. Okay, so yeah, so the next one, I'm just coming in alphabetical order. Okay, so ID is one of the data type. Okay, so in Salesforce, we have a concept called record ID. So meaning whenever we create any record, right? Salesforce, if you see, this is one record, right? So the uniqueness of this record is maintained using record ID. If you see in the URL, this one we call as record ID. You see this one as 18 digit, or maybe if you go to classic in the URL, if you observe, you see 15 digit. Okay, the record ID can be either 15 digit or 18 digit. So mostly to hold that one. Okay, so we use this ID type. So either 15 digit or 18 digit ID, mainly for record ID purpose. We use the ID type. Okay, just understand. The next one is integer type. Okay, integer is also a number, but when we use this one, let's say quantity, right? Let's say I want, I after going to shop, I want to buy 3 balls. I'll say 3 quantity. So I cannot say 2.5, right? So in some situations, for sure we need some rounded number. While counting, we count 1, 2, 3. We don't say 1.5 like that, right? So So that time, right? Quantity in those kind of situations, we go with the integer type. So the next one is a long. Long is one of the type. So long is like it is also integer, but huge integer value. Okay. Just to understand that one, and the next one, object is one of the data type. Okay, so object is a generic type. There will be some situations while writing the program, we don't know what type of data we get. We don't know it is a number or it is a string or it is a date. We don't know. So when you have such kind of situation, if you want to allow capturing any type of data, it can be a Boolean type or date or number or any type. That time we go with the object. Okay, it is a generic type, okay, which can hold all this any type of data. That's the object. Okay, so the next one is string. String is one of the data type. String is for text. It can be a single character or it can be a sentence or a paragraph. We use string, right? Right, only one character. But string should be enclosed within the single quotes, okay, not double quotes. Okay, so like this, it won't work. String we have to enclose within the single quotes. Okay, something like this. You can keep on type whatever you feel. So that type of text you can capture that much. Okay, so that is the string type, and finally we have time data type to hold the time similar to this. Okay, so these are the types available. Okay, so just understand now by utilizing that type, let's write a statement, one memory statement, and understand how we can say which type we want and how we store. Okay, so maybe let's take one example. I want to capture a person age. Okay, I want to capture one of the person age. Okay, to hold the age value, whatever I enter, okay, we need some memory should be allocated. Okay, in the program, how we accept that age value by writing a statement. Okay, so to write the statement, first for memory statement, we need to mention which type. Age is a number, right? So for number, we have either decimal or integer. So do you want to accept, you want a rounded number or you want decimal digits? It's all based on that. All I want is rounded number, 20 or 21 or 30 or 31, something like that, right? So then integer is the suitable option. Okay, so I'm saying integer. Okay, and while allocating the integer type of memory, right? What is the name? What is the name for that memory location? We have to give that name, right? Otherwise, we cannot recognize that. Okay, so I can have some other integer. Let's say for quantity, I can create one more integer memory. But how I identify the value of age and the value of the quantity? While allocating memory, we give some unique name to identify that. Okay, so I'm just giving the name as age. Okay, and also in English, right? So when we write one sentence, how we end the sentence? We use full stop. Okay, but here in the Apex, in programming languages, instead of full stop, we use semicolon. Okay, that's the ending of the statement. That's it. We wrote one memory statement using Apex. This is how we write the statement. But I want to check whatever I am writing, is it correct? We can check. Okay, so let me, all of you, you know how to register with Salesforce, right? By this time, you have the developer edition account. So once you log in, click on this gear icon and open this developer console. Okay, by default, if you click on this one, it opens in a maybe new window. If you want to open within the browser, right? So just while clicking, just hold Alt. Okay, if you are using Mac, hold Command. You have to hold Command. So that it will open directly here. Okay, yeah, anyway, now it's open. So for us, while learning to know whatever we are writing is correct or not, after opening this developer console, so we have the debug and open execute anonymous window. Here we write some random Apex statements and execute and understand the syntax is correct or not. Even we can also see the results. Okay, after executing that statement, system generate a log. In that log, we can see how much memory it is allocated. So what is the value we are assigning, all those kind of things. Okay, so from day one, try to use this one and understand. Okay, and now whatever here I'm writing, right? This one. Okay, let's go to there. Keeping. Okay, I'm executing. Okay, after executing, right? If you see logs, each time when you execute Apex code, system generate a log. Okay, so I'm just executing. If you see here, I'm not seeing any error, right? That means the syntax is correct, right? So this is the log it's generated. I'm just opening. So now if you see, right, this is the log. Maybe we don't understand. We are new and we cannot understand, right? So I'll slowly explain. So whatever we need, how we print in this log and all those things. Okay, for now, if you see here, A is integer type. Okay, I think it allocated 3 bytes and all these things. Okay, and by default is null. Null means if you don't assign any value, by default system hold null. Okay, now if you see here, we allocated memory. Did we assign any value into that? No, right? If you allocate the memory, but if there is no value, by default system holds null. Null means nothing is there. That's the meaning. It's like empty. Okay, so yeah, now I mean, just if you want to print and see what is the meaning of this. Okay, so here we use a statement system.debug. Okay, for now, no need to bother about what is that system and debug. Just understand like to print this is what the syntax. Okay, slowly we'll understand. So what is that system and what is that debug? Okay, for now to print whatever as a developer, if you want to print something in a custom way in the log, we use system.debug, and I am printing this is right is and execute. Right, again one more log generated. Right, again I don't want to see everything, right? So using system.debug, whatever we are printing, only that one if you want to see, so we have debug only option. Okay, now if you see, it's printed as null, right? That means nothing is there. Okay, we can also assign some default value. I'm saying is 32. Okay. Now, while printing, it should print as 32 because this is assigned with this 32 value. Okay, so and again I want to open the log automatically. I'm checking this one. Execute. It will execute and open the log automatically. I want to see only debug statements. Debug only. Now if you see 32 we are seeing like this. Okay, this is our first memory statement. Now our next thing is here each and everything is a word, right? Each and everything is a word. But here in programming we call as token, right? Integer one token, age token, equal to one token, 32 one token. But which one we call as keyword? So which one we call as identifier? So those things we have to discuss, right? So what is keyword? What is identifier? So those things we'll discuss tomorrow. Tomorrow in the sense our next class. Okay, as per India, Tuesday to Friday. As per US, Monday to Thursday. Okay, so that part we'll discuss in our next session. Okay, so today, any questions, anyone, before ending? Any questions? No questions? Yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask.
Sir,
Yeah, hi.
so I'm Sita. So for a career switch option, learning Salesforce admin and developer will definitely uh, be going to fetch down the line, right, sir?
Yeah, yes. If you know both, it is better.
Uh,
Um,
uh,
the package wise or the opportunities wise?
Only opportunity wise, sir, because I don't want to again. Actually, I am currently working in a banking product,
Mm-hmm,
similar like this. The front end is the JavaScript.
mm-hmm,
It is, and there is the application server. It is based on the similar like JavaScript. There are other scripting languages which I have been using and writing the scripts,
mm-hmm.
and the backend is Oracle database.
Okay, here also same way, right?
So because but I have been working on that product now. The opportunities from 6 years, the opportunities have become very less. There I am working as a initial. I worked as support for 3 years, and from last 3 years I am doing customization or development similar.
Mm. Okay.
I am only doing customization. I didn't work in development. So, but right now the opportunities are becoming very less. So that is why I mean I have been thinking from the past 3 months various options, and after looking into Salesforce, I felt it is very similar. So if I pick up with the Apex and the things, I will be able to definitely complete PD1 also down the line in like if 6 months also. Opportunities wise, definitely it I will not really be stuck up, no sir.
No,
If there
no.
is
I mean, see,
knowledge.
I'm working on Salesforce from 2012.
Okay.
Okay. So I did not see any situation like no opening. Okay. I mean, if the market is not good, right? Not only for
Okay.
Salesforce, for other technologies also, you don't find job. For
Yes.
example, last few months, market is not good. Okay.
Yes.
Not like only for Salesforce, most of the all other tech. Okay.
Okay.
So as soon as market is good, okay, so Salesforce is used by many clients. Even small companies also they are using. If you see, for my company only, I'm the only one employee. I mean, whatever the company I'm saying for Salesforce, right?
Okay.
I am paying to Salesforce and I have the Salesforce license,
Okay.
right? So I'm using, right? Many other companies easily they take Salesforce license and they are using. Okay, almost all companies they are using Salesforce.
Okay.
Opportunities will be there. Okay,
Okay.
if at all, if it is not there, maybe market is not good. It's not like only for Salesforce, for all other technologies.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
yeah, just to follow whatever we discuss. So for sure we will see result.
you. Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
Uh,
you.
Hi, Mr. Srinu.
yeah, hi Jay.
Uh, yeah, I have a question. Like, I don't have a background of computer science.
Okay.
So, but if I complete this development and uh, not take any certification, then will it be useful for me?
But you are in which country?
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, but in that country, do you see maybe in US, right?
Hmm.
Without certifications, they won't shortlist your resume.
Hmm.
For sure, we should have certification. Then only you get the call to attend the interview. In India, without certification, also you can attend. You can do the job. But
Yeah, for same
yeah,
like here, the same company where I'm working now, we
mm,
have Salesforce and I have the
mm,
full org of admin right and everything. I'm maintaining everything without having any getting the
okay,
knowledge now from you of the
okay,
administration. So
okay.
going forward, I can develop also in the same org. But
Mhm.
maybe in future, if I switch to find some other thing also.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. By that time, anyway, you will do certification, right? So
yeah.
let's say you are already working.
Hmm.
You can continue working. So after a few months, you gain knowledge, right? How it is and everything.
Yeah.
Automatically, you will only register and give the exam.
Yeah. But
Everyone try to show their profile, right? Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, it's all based on the country.
mm,
Okay, in that country, how the market. Okay, if they are expecting certifications, yeah, without certification we cannot attend. But certification is not a big deal.
mm.
Okay,
No,
so
I
how
mean,
you
for
are learning?
example, in
Yeah.
previous, like academically also, like someone doing a B Tech or B something like that.
Mm.
I'm not having that. So is it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the thing is, let's say one person is having 20 certifications, okay,
Okay?
and other person is not having certification.
Hmm.
Only the advantage to attend interview, okay. Let's say
Uh,
for both of them, interview is scheduled. 20 certifications person, if you don't know I mean, you have simply certifications but no knowledge, right? They won't
yeah.
take. The other person is having more knowledge but don't have certification. So they need skill set. Certification is just to shortlist.
Okay.
After that, interview is the main thing.
Hmm.
Right? Simply if you do certification without learning, there
Hmm.
is no see
Yeah.
people. There are many other ways to get certifications, right?
Hmm.
People simply pay and get certification. People do like that.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, but they cannot attend crack interviews.
Yeah. People will know. Okay, they don't know anything.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why, right? Whatever one or two or whatever you are doing, try to read and do. So that way, yeah, it's like that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So any other questions? Yeah. So I'll share this maybe recordings and notes to you. Yeah. So you can just ask any questions. You can also ping in WhatsApp. Okay. And I'll also add you to WhatsApp group so you can ask questions from the regular sessions. Okay. So our next session again, as per India on Tuesday, as per US time from Monday. Okay. Yeah, we'll see you on next session. Thank you.